Hey guys, this is day 111 of Startup. So, 2 days back, I was talking to one of the founders in Antler who will be joining my cohort. And he's a very experienced guy. He has already done a very successful startup before and also very hands on with technology. He has been doing tech since the age of 5 or 6. And during the discussion, he said that he feels a massive fear of missing out on this opportunity with the AI, and he thinks that this is the opportunity of the lifetime. This is the one-time opportunity bigger than the internet to make money, to build something, and it will never come again. That perspective really got me hyped up. At the same time, I also felt a little bit of fear of missing out myself because I'm building a solution which involves AI to improve usability, but at its core, it's not an AI based solution. So I was feeling that, and I was thinking more on should I change my strategy? Am I really missing some easy opportunities out there? And I thought more on it, and over time I realized that it is not so easy. First of all, on a macro level, it is true that new companies, new startups will emerge and become very big in this AI wave because the AI has produced a volatility in the market. So yes, new players will emerge and old players will probably die because if they are not able to adapt that quickly. On the macro level, you will see startups becoming big very quickly. But I'm talking about the perspective of an individual founder who wants to now jump in the pool and try to make money. Things are very different from an individual or a micro perspective because while there is a chance, a bigger chance of a bigger success, but it is still a probabilistic thing. It is still a chance based. So you still have a lot of odds of failure when you're starting out, and there is no way to guarantee returns. I would have considered this an opportunity of the lifetime to make money if it was easy to pick up ideas on what to work on, and almost any idea you worked on you would immediately find users who are willing to pay, and it grows automatically without a lot of effort, without really a strong willpower to make things work. But this doesn't seem to be the case, neither for me nor so many other founders that I have met who are working in the AI space. None of them is having an easy time. Yes, there are few who might be doing good, who we learn about in the newspapers, but not everybody is having a very easy time with this AI wave. So just to make my points more concrete, I want to give some example from my own journey. So when I started like 3 months ago, I was very open-minded, very agnostic about what idea I want to work on, what space I want to work on. So I considered first of all many different spaces. I considered manufacturing, I considered construction, and I considered sales. And I talked to business people from these domains, and it wasn't easy really to find ideas to pick up because most of the times you do not even know what AI is really capable of, and the people in the business, they also do not know. So there's only hunches to begin with, and these hunches may be solvable, may not be solvable. But eventually I decided to stick to sales, tech sales as a domain, because that is where I was interested in. So I thought it will be easier for me to go deeper and understand problems at a more deeper level so that I will be able to see what can be solved and what cannot be solved. So after choosing the domain, I really went deep into what all possibilities are there, how sales happen in companies, and how AI can be used. So I came up with multiple ideas. First of all, there are some very simple ideas. For example, email, sending personalized emails. So you can use ChatGPT and take information from the LinkedIn of the person, and you can find a personalized, you can ask ChatGPT to write a personalized email to send him as a cold message. And this you can do for 1,000 people, and that way you can send personalized messages to a big list of people every day. So while this idea looks good, but there are problems that I discovered when I tried to do this idea as my own startup. First problem was that it seemed like everybody was doing this. So these ideas, these kind of ideas are so simple that it seems like not 100, not 1,000, but tens of thousands of people pick up the same idea. Second problem was that at some level it is very easy to do for the companies or whatever buyers themselves. Also there are people who have provided some free tools, some kind of Excel wrapper or Excel plugin to do that. And I mean, if the buyer does a little bit of research, is willing to spend a little bit of his own time, he will be able to do it probably himself. Third thing is that since these kind of ideas are so popular and so well known, buyers, most of them have already bought one of these solutions, or they have formed an opinion about it, why it doesn't fit their use case, or why they do not like these kind of solutions. Similar thing happened for me when I was considering a solution for cold calling. So the idea was AI can make cold calls and it can do at a very large scale, and that will allow companies to really cut the cost down on people who make calls manually. Again, first problem, a biggest problem in this was that the AI is not at that level. So it can do 95% of it, it can make the calls, but it makes a lot of mistakes. So there will be other person speaking and the AI speaking at the same time, or the AI will take sometimes too much of a long pause, awkward pause before speaking, because the AI is not able to detect when to start speaking exactly. And then there are issues of AI being very pushy, doesn't understand emotionally what is happening. And finally, because of these issues, the prospects, they already know, the people who are in the business, they already know these kind of solutions are coming up, and they have already formed the opinion that, oh no, these solutions do not work because they're not emotionally they are very error prone, they are emotionally disconnected, and it's very difficult to sell these kind of solutions once again. Despite this, yes, there are startups who have capitalized on these solutions for a specific niche kind of use case. But again, as I looked more into it, these startups were already there since a long time, are doing something similar, and they were able to capitalize their position in the market to actually launch and utilize really the value of the AI. So again, for the email personalization, it was the MailChimp, Apollo, all of these companies were able to integrate personalized emails. So it really leaves very little for the outside founders or new founders to do anything big around this. Now, of course, to avoid these problems, we have to find some clever use cases, some deep problems which are not immediately apparent to everyone, and there we have to fit AI solution. But if we are being creative like that, then it isn't really about AI. We could have always done this. So again, this is not the opportunity of the lifetime in that sense. Now, someone can say new companies have indeed emerged in these ideas and probably have become very big. But I will say, if if one company out of 100 startups who are starting is becoming big, then it is the same odds as before AI. So again, this is not the opportunity of the lifetime. So in conclusion, I want to say, see, even if this is a very volatile market, yes, there are ups and downs happening, people are emerging, but for any founder who is starting now, has 2 to 3 years to really hit the right sweet spot. And if he doesn't hit this spot, then he misses this opportunity of the lifetime. And hitting that spot, the probability is still very low, still very risky. So that's why I think that we do not really need to get swayed by this fear of missing out. I think the right way still is to just focus on what you like doing and find problems, deep problems that you want to solve. The solution may involve AI or may not involve AI. Just solve it.